Okay, how are we doing, guys? Good, excellent. Cool. So welcome to the next 6 weeks of your lives with me. So obviously I've given you guys a piece of paper. You know who I am, but you three have never met me before, and this is exciting. Although you're really familiar. You have met me before. Okay. Your hair is different.
Yes, mine is.
Okay. I'm not going crazy.
Yeah.
It looks nice. I like
Thank
it.
you.
Okay, so the way that I always, I saw your feet. I'm sorry. The way that first of all, you guys have read the thing, but were you aware that this is what we were doing in this particular block tonight?
That is what I was told last week.
Okay, cool, excellent. So as we go through the next 6 weeks, there are a couple of things that I really want to sort of start off with to set the framework for before we sort of move into these next sessions. And the very first thing is obviously like an introduction about who I am and why I do this work, because I'm really passionate about the fact that it's probably unlikely that you're going to really give a truck about about any of this if you don't know first work, like who am I and why am I doing this. Then I'd like to extend an invitation for you guys to kind of introduce yourselves a little bit, because again, I think it's really important that we each sort of recognise the important role that we each have to play in each other's growth and development and journeys towards wellness and whatever. So to start off, if I may, does anybody have any particular intentions that they want to set for themselves for the next 6 weeks?
With regard to
Life, anything and everything. Just think about that for a minute, and what I'll do is I'll sort of open up with my introduction, and then as we're going around the room, I'd like to invite you guys to introduce yourselves, the highlight of your week, the low light of your week if you had one, and what your intention may be for the next 6 weeks. Cool? Okay, great. So, welcome. My name is Emma G, aka Emma Stevens, not Stephens. I am a singer-songwriter, predominantly, have been for the past 30 odd years of my life. It's my birthday this coming Saturday, I'm very excited. But a few years ago, well, for the last 18 years, have been teaching vocals. 18 years? 20 years. 20 years. I've been a vocal coach now for 20 years. After getting my teaching qualifications back in New Zealand, where I'm from, hence my weird accent. And over the past, 20 years of my teaching career, noticed considerably how much my clients were very much using my sessions as stress workshops, basically. And then that sort of led me into doing more sort of coaching work, so I'm using vocal coaching as a stress modality. That led me to more recently doing empowerment through songwriting coaching, which I launched in 2019. Why empowerment through songwriting coaching? Great question. I, as well as being a musician, or I think the core reason as to why I became a musician in the first place is because I have had a pretty interesting life, shall we say. I was diagnosed with a brain condition when I was 4 months old and had my first brain surgery. By the time I was 12, I'd had 10 brain surgeries, and 24 by the time I was 14, surgeries in total. In addition to that led me down, a track of feeling misunderstood and dealing with a whole bunch of emotional and mental blocks that I needed to try and overcome, and music was a great modality for me to do so. Then, of course, in conjunction with all the mental health and medical procedures, all the other fun things that life likes to throw at us, like being unhoused, like being sexually assaulted multiple times, like being the token brown person in my peer group, like, just life being life, losing people to alcoholism, losing people to drug addiction, losing people to suicide, and then developing my own addictions. And I solemnly swear to myself that one of the biggest reasons why I'm still here is because music saved me. It helped me to express myself, it helped me to connect with myself, it helped me to connect with other people, to seek help in other people and from other people and from my community, because music connects us. And so, cut to 2019, when I established what I do as an empowerment through songwriting coach, I sort of made a promise to myself that I wanted to do everything I could to help other people re-find themselves and express themselves healthily, and help them, help people at large, whether they're 17 or 70, really tap into the badass part of themselves, to remember their badassery and to kind of reignite that flame within themselves, whether it's, finding the other side of depression or addiction or whatever it is, just helping people help themselves to be the best versions of themselves. Does that make sense, everybody? Yeah? Does that resonate? Does that seem lame? Does that... Sorry?
Makes sense.
It makes sense? Excellent. Does it make dollars though? No, I'm kidding. I'm full of bad jokes and I'm funny. So if you can please humor me, and then I can create a case study to convince my husband that I'm actually funny. That'd be awesome. So I've been doing this for a long time. I love what I do. But I also want to preface that this is not about me, this is about you guys, and it's about the, obviously, as Bruce Lee says, the we, right? My husband and I run a self-defense school, so I may make ridiculous references to everything self-defense related. If that doesn't resonate, please feel free to dial it in a little bit. That's totally fine. But yeah, I'd like to, if anybody has any questions. No? Cool. I do have the main sort of guidance around how my sessions work. I want you to really feel, and I know that Dr. Rosenblatt makes sure that you guys feel like this when you're working with him, but I want to re-emphasize that when we're doing work together, that this is 110% safe space, that everything we talk about here is judgment-free from Dr. Rosenblatt and myself to you guys. But most importantly, I want you guys to recognize that you are judgment-free to and from yourselves, right? Our biggest weapon, our most effective weapon, are the 6 inches between our ears. So we want to make sure that that weapon is not pointed inwards, okay? We want to make sure that you've got that permission to show up authentically without fear of judgment, but also with the ability to just have a little bit of fun and maybe make a little bit of a silly mistake here and there, and that's totally fine. I don't believe in mistakes, it's just lessons to be learned. Cool. Secondly, I am very open with language. So if you feel that the only way you can communicate yourself and how you feel and express yourselves freely is to cuss like a motherfucker, you are more than welcome to do so. Okay? Right. Listen, I am from New Zealand, babes. I have heard many a word.
Do we do metal
Sorry.
today?
Sorry.
Can we do metal today?
We can do metal if you like. You want to play the guitar for that?
Did you bring it?
Okay, for one. I'm challenging you, my love. We can do whatever you feel. We can do 2 different arrangements, in fact, just to mix it up. Cool. So, over to my right. Would you like to introduce yourself with your name, the highlight of your week, the low light of your week, and what your intention is for the next 6 weeks?
Like in general with the class?
Whatever you feel. However you interpret that question.
My name is Simone. Brain went blank. What did you say? Name and the highlight.
I know my name.
The highlight of my week. What has been the highlight? Honestly, I think I just had it. My class is not physical tomorrow; it's via Zoom. So that right there automatically made the highlight of my week.
Is that so you can snooze out?
Well, no, I still got to go to class, but I can lay around in my PJs. But that and you said a low light. I don't know. I'm just trying to stay very optimistic, so I won't really say I have like a low light. I'm trying to be very optimistic and looking forward to the next 6 weeks. What am I looking forward to?
Doesn't that be something you look forward to? Maybe it's like, I want to do this in
I wanna
6
lose
weeks.
weight.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
For sure, I wanna lose weight. At least a pound or two.
Okay, love that. Thank you.
My name is David.
Hello, David.
Hello. Highlight from this past week was actually in the theme of the arts was I saw a French dance company perform last week, at the end of the week, and that was just a reminder to me of how valuable the arts and creativity are to me, and just a full, rich life and a successful long-term recovery.
Love that. Love that.
Low light, kind of already mentioned it to people here, but just some disappointing MRI results related to a brain injury I incurred, and still have some conversations to have with doctors about that, but just difficult to come to terms with. And in that vein, in the next 6 weeks, coming to terms with a lot of things, including that, coming to terms with long-term recovery and accepting my lived situation for what it is and taking it in stride, this physical of mine.
I hear the brain scans. They're so much fun.
Mm.
I'm so sorry. But, you know, the positive outlook is always going to be a helpful thing, you know? Cool. I look forward to learning more about that.
Sure.
Cool. Thank you.
My name is Reese.
Hey, Reese. R-E-E-S-E?
Yep.
Cool.
Good thing I spent, I think, quality time with like people I hadn't, from last week, spent quality time with people I hadn't seen in a while.
Cool.
And my girlfriend, which is good. Not so good thing. I mean, it's my last week is my first week in here. I think it's just generally come with like a little bit of self-doubt or anxiety or, you know, being scared. Things work out. And then one of the things that an intention is definitely want to get myself back into a routine, so that I have like my days are structured around doing things I care about, like going to the gym and like making time to try new experiences, like do wholesome shit with people. Yeah.
Wholesome shit. Love
Yeah.
that. Okay, cool.
Wholesome
Thank you.
shit.
Nice.
My name is Adam. I think the ultimate highlight, I said during the group earlier, I said Texas Roadhouse was the highlight, but
Nice.
so I'll include that, and just the other night, got to just light a fire in the living room with my mom and my brother, and it was just like an hour or so, hour and a half, but just like watch football and just, you know, felt very at home.
Cool.
So it was very, you know, no anxiety there. It just felt good.
Awesome.
My intention for the next 6 weeks is to kind of gain my own understanding of like what I want my future to look like after IOP, because I have about 4 weeks left in this program, and I still don't know what exactly I want my life to look like, even like in a month or a couple months after. So just trying to think about that like intentionally in this group, and like coming up with a plan and structure.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that. Awesome. And who's on the? Nakaya. Hey, Nakaya.
It's Nakaya. That's my name.
How are you, love?
One good thing that happened to me this week was I caught up on some sleep, so that was great. One low for the week was I don't know like any specific
Well, that's a good thing.
thing. I had a pretty okay week. I guess I I guess would be to like, I did this course before kind of, but I wasn't really able to participate how I wanted. So I guess like being able to be in person over the next couple weeks to really get the full experience. Yeah.
Love that. Awesome. Thank you. Dr. Rosenblatt, what's your name?
My name is Seth Rosenblatt. I think a good thing was the extra hour of sleep. Enjoyed that. Not so good thing was I worked at somewhere else this weekend, so I sometimes work at Virginia Hospital Center at the psych unit there and detox unit. So sometimes I do some weekends there. So I don't really. I mean, I enjoy working, but to the extent that someone is working on the weekend. And what was the intention, I think, is to get as many folks to this session as can, because I think it would be quite beneficial. So feel free to tell your peers, because we had some people sneak out, and we have some people who are not here tonight. So I think if we can morale the troops to come.
Cool. Thank you. And I'm Emma. My highlight of the week, if you, Simone and Adam might remember, one of the things I said last time was, because one of the questions that I think Martha asked was, what would you tell your, who would you, if you could have dinner with somebody, who would you have dinner with? And she said her father, who was no longer with us. And my response was, I would have dinner with my mother, but she wasn't hadn't been talking to me for 2.5 years. But she was, you know, not doing well health-wise. So I was like, I really hope that I get a chance to have dinner with her. And y'all, I went and had dinner with her all the way in New Zealand. So that was a big highlight for me. It was really beautiful and painful, but really good. My low light is jet lag as a mother. So is, yeah, I'm a bit of a zombie still, but I think I'm on the other side of it, hopefully. And my intention is I want the next 6 weeks with you guys to be as impactful and exciting for you as possible. As you can see here, I put together like a curriculum, if you will. But the whole purpose of this is to kind of go over, to kind of give you an idea of what we're going to be doing each week. I know last time I was here, we kind of did a lot of the Building Our Own Voices together, co-writing songs, but the reason why I'm recording this session is so that other people can see what that lesson was all about, so that we can then move on to the next lesson and the next kind of iteration of what songwriting for, you know, empowerment looks like. So, you look confused, Adam. No? Okay. Deep in thought. Okay, cool. So, for today's session, does anybody have any questions about this?
So are we on, which one are we on?
The very first one, my
Okay.
love. You came at the perfect time. So, and this is going to be a good time, good way for you guys in particular to kind of get a taste for one approach to songwriting for empowerment. Now, I know Adam's a musician. Do you play any music? You do? What do you play?
I play mainly piano.
Cool. Do you compose or do you play?
I've tried in the past, but I not really.
Are you classical or? Yeah. Okay, cool, awesome. Do you play, Reese?
No.
No? Sing?
No.
Listen. There's no judgment-free zone, okay? We're gonna work on this. Okay, so
Play an instrument?
Yeah.
I don't know.
sing.
I mean, I can hold a note.
Okay.
I can hold a note.
Okay. Nakia?
No, I don't play an instrument.
Okay. Do you write songs? Do you sing?
No, I write poetry sometimes, but
Cool.
that's about it.
Okay, cool. So the way that I sort of talk about songwriting and music and is we're going to talk about different tools and principles, if you will. And so my aim is to give you guys different tools and principles because there is no one size fits all. Metal music can have a very different song structure to a pop song. Pop songs can have very different song structure to blues music. It just depends on which kind of choose your own adventure you want to choose. However, at the core of it all, when it comes to empowerment through songwriting, the philosophy of self-actualization stays the same. So, given each of your different intentions for the next 6 weeks, I would like to offer a choose your own adventure theme for today's conversation and today's songwriting experience. The first choose your own adventure we'll be talking about, what did I say? The idea of identity and recognizing, who you are in this moment and who you want to become. And the second is around choice and what decisions you want to make for your lives, or what decisions you have made in your lives. Do either of those resonate with you?
Can you repeat it one more time?
So identity, how we look at ourselves, how we view ourselves, how we want to be viewed and how we want to view ourselves, and decision. The decisions we've made, the decisions we are making, or the decisions we will make. Yeah.
So question. I think the first one resonates more with me.
Cool.
But like I think that maybe there's overlap between them because like I think some of the decisions that I've made are like very contrary to the belief, the way that I like think about myself.
Okay.
If that
I
makes
love that.
sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's definitely overlap, for sure. For sure. But you're resonating more towards identity.
Yeah, identity is important. Like I think I have pretty strong sort of like values.
Okay.
I have a hard time like describing what those are.
Okay. Cool. Cool. We're gonna dig into that then.
I'm fairly impartial.
Okay. Simone?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat it one more time? I'm so sorry.
Want to wrap up for you? I don't know. I used to tell people all the time I'm MG, the G's for gangster. I'm not gangster. Okay, so first is identity,
Okay.
how we see ourselves, how we want to see ourselves, how we want the world to see us. And the second is decisions, the decisions we've made or are making or will make.
Y'all say it doesn't matter anything, yeah.
Okay?
Was the task to say which we align more with?
Yes.
They're both important. I think one kind of fuels the other. I feel like what decisions you make or do not make in terms of positive or negative decisions in some aspect can form part of your identity.
You're stealing races. Thoughts here.
I'll go with decision.
Decisions, okay. Nakia?
I guess I'll go with the first one with how we want the world to see us, or like how we want to present ourselves.
Cool, okay. Adam?
I guess like I've always seen myself as an outgoing person and stuff like that. Very social and different things. So I guess, but a lot of that like was associated to like drinking and partying and being out. So I guess like just reframing in which ways I want to be social and people oriented. I want people to see me as like friendly, but then also disciplined. Knowing that like I can have balance throughout life, and I don't always have to be the party person. But I'm also serious, professional, and creative. Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
I think I would say, there's been some discussion of like how your decision making fuels your identity, but I almost feel like it's the other way around. Like, or it should be in an ideal world where you find your identity and you let that fuel the decisions you make. I think that to me feels like if you can do that, if you can, find yourself and then act on that, like that feels like kind of the ideal.
Okay, cool. So, I think we've kind of settled that if you guys are both impartial, you're saying identity seems to be the kind of underlying, decision making.
I'd say identity at first, but the comments are making me think that I'm leaning towards decision making. But I know that makes things more complicated.
Okay, so let's take a leaf out of Anna's book and look at how do they interplay, right?
Yeah.
So if we were to look at identity, what does that mean?
Your unique, what's the word I would use? Presence?
Unique presence, okay?
It's like what you believe in. Or
Beliefs, yeah. What else?
Self-concept.
Self-concept. Okay? I can do it in lines, it's fine.
Just kind of realized, like, I feel like there's things you can and cannot change about your identity, like you can't necessarily change your name or like your race, or so you have like certain kind of inalienable things versus there's decisions you can make that would change your identity, vice versa, but kind of core things about you.
Okay, so core self versus, right?
Yeah,
Core
versus
self.
things that are more malleable, yeah.
Versus perceptions
Mhm.
or energies. Okay. Okay, so when we look at our core self, would you say your name is your core self?
I would say it's one thing. I mean, if you're, yeah. But the reason I thought about it was like identity. I think about like an ID, and like you think about what's on there, like your birthday and your name, and like those do identify you, identity.
So you're thinking about like how the world sees you versus how you see you. Because I've never felt like an Emma.
Mm.
Ever. I've been this way for 37 years. I've always felt like an Emma G. But Emma has never been a core part of my identity. However, that's what I respond to because that's how people see me. Right? So I'm just challenging your, what can you be specific? Is it, when you say core values, what does that mean to you? Or core identity, rather. What does that mean?
It could almost mean that, you know, even if everyone else in the world or everyone who knew you, whether they knew your name or knew something about you or thought something about you, it's the core identity is still like what you believe about yourself.
Okay. So self-belief, self-understanding. Versus others. Would that be accurate? Yeah? Okay. So who are you?
Are you asking about,
Who are you?
Well, we can start with the basic. We're all human.
Okay. If I met Simone, would I say, Simone's human? Right?
I don't know. Some people are kind of like NPCs.
Are they?
Are they?
Should they be? I've definitely had clients who've said
Depends
that
on your
they don't
identity.
feel like an NPC, but they don't necessarily want to be an NPC.
Mm.
So again, it's that version of self-perception versus external perception, right? Okay. David, who are you?
I'm a son of 2 loving parents, and a brother.
to you, babes. Who are you?
I'm black.
This is Simone, she's a black human. Okay,
I'm a woman.
okay.
Oh, you want me to keep saying this?
Yes!
Um,
Until you look less confused about who you are.
I guess I'm still trying to figure that out. I really don't know who I am, I guess. Other than like the obvious, like I'm black, I'm a woman. I guess I'm still trying to figure that out.
Okay, okay. We're gonna come back to you. Nakia, who are you?
Are we just giving like titles, like in general?
However you perceive that question, I want you to explain, to describe
I'm
yourself
an
to me.
educator, I guess. I'm a Christian.
Okay. Anything else?
I can't think of anything off the top. That's not like similar to what Simone said. That's not like super obvious.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Reese, who are you, sir?
Thoughtful,
Thoughtful.
motivator. I think I try and be kind. Try to be.
Okay. Sometimes hard, I get it. Okay.
Kind of a shared identity, but I don't know if it's relevant or not.
Talk to us,
this,
Dr.
other than
Rosenblatt.
just thinking that everyone is in recovery. I don't know if that necessarily is something that folks would all identify with, but for as someone in this room, that would be my thought.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I feel like misunderstood. I think is part.
Nice. Okay, Adam, take us home. Who are you?
Who am I? I'm a hard worker. I'm an adventurer. I'm just going on what Dr. Rosenblatt said. I think it makes sense. And I use the word addict.
Okay. Okay. So we have human, son, brother, an educator and Christian, thoughtful motivator, kind, misunderstood, on the road to recovery, hard worker, an adventurer, an addict, black woman. Do we want to add anything to this?
I was gonna say musician, but I don't wanna put in someone's mouth what their identities are. But as an external observer from what you had said, I would say musician.
Musician? Do we feel comfortable with that?
Sure.
Okay, what else? We have a thing in New Zealand called pepeha. In fact, most Pacifica cultures do this, where, you know, our identities are deeper than us. They, in fact, in Western culture, we have a tendency to, hi, my name is Reese, right? Or, hi, my name is Dr. Rosenblatt, whatever. In Pacifica culture, you do not introduce yourself like that. You say instead, I am from this mountain. the ocean, this particular ocean runs through my veins. This river is part of who I am. This boat that my ancestors came to this country on is my waka, my boat, you know. This marae or church or meeting place is part of my identity. My grandparents' names are this. My grandparents' names are this. My parents' names are this. Oh, and by the way, you can call me Emma. And so when I think about my identity, I'm not just thinking about, oh, I'm a musician, I'm a, an empowerment coach, I'm a speaker, I'm a wife, I'm a Christian, whatever it is. For me, it's a case of I have the blood of my Norwegian ancestors, my Viking badass people in my way. I know I look very Norwegian, but whatever. I have my Persian heritage. Like my maiden name meant the fall of the Shah of Iran. Like my family were part of royalty. My great great grandmother was a princess. My Fijian family, obviously very strong, very fierce. So when I think about my identity, I think, how much of that resonates with me? Am I a fighter? Hell yes. Survivor? Yes. Funny? Obviously. Educated? Yes. But not just educated, intelligent in both EQ and IQ. All those parts of my identity. Have I struggled? Yes. But I've overcome. So I'm an overcomer. Identity can be so much more than just the labels we give ourselves. So on that note, can we add anything else to this list?
I mean, I'm Texan, but I don't know if that,
Okay.
I think Southern culture is like a big, now that you mention that,
Yeah.
I think culturally Southern, is an important part of how I was raised and how I interact with people.
What does that mean to you?
I agree with it. Cause I say, it's kind of, cause I don't know if you grew up saying yes ma'am, no
Yeah,
yes,
I hold the doors for people.
Yeah.
So
Look
manners
people
make
in the
up the
eye.
man,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You go out of your way to help people.
Yeah.
Kindness is just in your blood, right? You're hospitable.
Yeah.
You smile at people, even if you don't know them. This is how you can tell I'm Southern. Super Southern. Southern Hemisphere Southern. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what else are we missing up here?
I don't know, trying to find a word for it. I like to feel part of something, part of a community, or it's important to me, or
Community minded?
yeah, or
Connected?
yeah.
Okay. Cool. You're very deep in thought there, David. You okay?
That was slow motion, I'm good. It was bound to happen sometime. I've been doing it.
Were you rocking in a chair?
I'm sorry.
Oh, Lord.
Clumsy.
Waking up, right? We're just waking up.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
He's falling out of your chair being Hudson's Davis, is what he's trying to say.
I'm familiar with regional differences in how we perceive identity. Western Hemisphere being more inward and individualistic, individual. That's why whenever I'm asked that question, I think about what community I'm a part of, how I'm connected to other people. That's why I led with I'm a son of two parents and a brother.
Yeah. So when you talk about your community, what kind of community do you want for yourself?
That's a great question. For myself, I want a supportive, compassionate community.
Therefore, would you consider yourself supportive and compassionate?
I try to be.
Excellent. Okay. Nakia, you're very quiet, my love.
I didn't really have anything to add.
Okay. Okay, cool. So, again, to reiterate, we have human, son, brother, culturally southern, an educator and Christian, hospitable, thoughtful motivator, kind, misunderstood, on the road to recovery, community-minded or oriented, hard worker, an adventurer, and an addict, black woman, musician, supportive and compassionate. With all of that that's on the board right now, I want you to, in your own head, think about what punches you the most in the feelings. Which of these grouping of words or one word really hits home for you? Once you have identified what that line is or what that word is, I would like to invite you to, if you have a piece of paper, or you can organize a piece of paper, I want you to write out in 4 lines ideally, what that means to you. I'm going to push this one step further, and I want you to remember this following phrase. Show me, don't tell me. What does that mean?
Charades.
Yes, I'm going to do charades to song. No, not quite.
Like what actions you do or take that show why those words are meaningful to you?
Precisely. So instead of saying, I'm a Christian, how can we demonstrate that by painting a picture with our words?
I go to church on Sundays.
That's a great start. Dig even deeper.
Like,
I'm not afraid to pray.
yeah.
I thank the Lord every day, whatever it is, right? How else can we say I'm misunderstood? How can we show that we are misunderstood?
Like,
I like your nails, by the way.
I have a hard time communicating my feelings to people, or like I do a bad job of enabling other people to understand me.
Okay.
Like part of it, or
Okay, so think, have we all got what something on this board that is kind of contrasting the feelings a little bit? Yeah? Grace? Yep, David?
Sure.
Yep, okay. Simone? Nakia?
Once you can see the board,
So I keep repeating it.
no.
Nakia, do you have what phrase or word hits you in the feelings the most? She there?
You said what phrase or word that would?
That hits you in the feelings the most, the ones that resonate with you the most. Do you want me to repeat them to you?
The one that I said.
Okay. So, what was it? The educator and Christian. Okay, cool. So with those 2 lines, I'm going to play some music, and I want you guys to see if you can build out those 1 to 2 words or the sentence into 2 to 4 lines. Do they have to rhyme? If you like, they don't have to. But I want whatever it is that you write as those 2 to 4 lines, I want you to remember to show, don't just tell, what it means to be an educator and a Christian, what it means to be misunderstood, what it means to be on the road to recovery, what it means to be a black woman. What does it actually mean? Because there are a million and two ways that it doesn't mean, but they get thrown at you all the time. So how do you rewrite that narrative, right? Any questions about that?
You grab a writing utensil.
Here you go.
Do you, does everyone have one? Thank you.
Here I have more. I have airblitz, does that help? I have lipstick, does that help? Protein powder?
But like, if we wanna do like another one or something that we can do.
You can do whatever one,
what do you
but
want?
you don't have to do the one that you chose.
Oh, okay.
That you wrote rather. It can be whatever resonates with you the most. Oh, yeah, she needs one.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
Is it how many lines?
2 to 4. Ideally 4 if you want to get bonus points. Okay. Apologies if we heard this song before. You may have. Yeah. Okay. Who would like to share first what they have? Judgment-free zone, Reese.
I don't know if mine makes any sense.
That's okay. We'll make it make sense.
I said the one that I was trying to dig into the thoughtful one. I said sometimes I awake at night asking questions about something.
Sometimes
I awake at night for a long time asking questions about something, not because I find it interesting, but because I enjoy seeing how deep I can get, and maybe the answer that I land on will change my perspective of the world.
So not because it's interesting, but because I'm
Not
trying.
because it's interesting, but because not because the topic is interesting, but because I enjoy seeing how deep I can get into a subject, and maybe
Sorry, so much because I enjoy.
I enjoy seeing how deep I can dive into something I don't understand,
Okay.
and maybe that will reshape my perspective of the world.
Awesome. So if we were to, thank you for going first, that's huge. If we were to apply the KISS method, which is keep it simple songwriter, it used to be keep it simple stupid. I don't like calling people stupid, it's not nice. How could we KISSify that? Awake in the middle of the night,
Sure.
and
Like going down, like I don't know, like going down a rabbit hole.
okay,
Like because I don't know, pretending, I don't know, we can make it, being the rabbit is like fun, like not this, the subject isn't fun, but
that's fine.
being alone, going down the hole is interesting, if that makes
Okay. I think, and how being a bit fun. Do you ever like figure out the topic you're talking about or you're thinking about?
Yeah, I think at the end, like you always have a new perspective on something. Because you've thought about it.
Okay, so if I rewrote it like this, I wake in the middle of the night going down a rabbit hole, being the rabbit as fun as I dive deeper, new perspective to what I don't know.
Sure.
Would that make sense?
Look at that.
Yeah?
I love like the rabbit diving deep. Yeah, that's great.
I mean, he said it.
That's great.
I just turned it around a little bit, made it fit a little bit more. That's cool. I like that.
Alright, sweet.
Cool. Snaps for you. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, who would like to go next?
I will.
Okay.
I was riffing on supportive and compassionate.
Cool.
Midnight consolations, driving aimlessly down back roads.
Driving aimlessly down back roads.
News breaks, pain builds, easier dealt with together.
Sorry, news breaks, pain builds.
Easier dealt with together.
Easier dealt with together.
Strangers as lost as me, finding the way forward. The benefit of the doubt, whatever might be the weather.
Benefit of the doubt, whatever might be the weather. Nice. That's awesome. Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
So midnight consolations, driving aimlessly down the back roads. News breaks, pain builds, easier dealt with together. Strangers as lost as me, finding a way forward. The benefit of the doubt, whatever might be the weather. Cool. Thank you. Thanks.
That's fine.
I like that. Awesome. Who'd like to go next?
I'm as human as you. It's not something I need to sell. Hell, I'll do as I'm told, and show not tell.
Hell, I'll do as I'm told.
Show not tell. I am my body is me. From the day that mango tree I fell.
That day from the mango tree I fell.
From the day that mango tree I fell.
From the day that mango tree I fell.
And to make sense of it, doing as I'm told, showing, not telling, it fits perfectly for this prompt because I have a tattoo on my chest with a quote from a Russian poet that says, well, the full quote is, "Don't tell me the moon is shining, show me the glint of light on broken glass."
Okay.
My tattoo says the glint of light on broken glass, so it's all about writing and showing
Yeah,
the reader, not telling based on words. So
love that.
I thought, I'm human, and like getting a tattoo is something human, it's something identifying, and something that you can literally show
Yeah,
who you are.
love that. Cool, thank you. What's the representation of the mango tree?
I spent a lot of time in Honduras when I was a kid,
Okay.
and like climbing trees, so like good memory, and I don't know, I was just thinking of like, again, just being human and like being on this earth, and somehow I thought of like falling, or like, just coming to this earth, and
Okay, cool.
and
Thank
like
you.
falling out of a coconut tree kind of.
I was wondering if that was a reference to the Kamala thing. I
Yeah,
was
so
like, wait a
maybe
minute.
it connects somehow.
We're connected. We're all interconnected, really. Cool. Awesome. Did you want to go next?
I did the On the Road to Recovery.
Mm-hmm.
I said, excuse me, I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
On the Road to Recovery, so many twists, so many turns, but with each mile, a lesson learned.
Love that. I think what you mean to say is chorus. Okay. Yes. Okay, Nakia, did you have anything, bud?
Yeah. I put, it's carrying light in places that are dim, breathing calm into chaos, showing up when the world feels loud, being grounded, graceful, and proud.
Awesome. Can you slow that down for me, please? Because my typing is not that quick. It's carrying light in places that are dim. What's the next line?
Breathing calm into chaos.
Breathing calm into.
I'm sorry, breathing calm into the chaos.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Showing up when the world feels loud.
Showing up when the world feels loud.
Being grounded, graceful, and proud.
Nice. Okay, thank you. And who? Is everybody gone?
Dr. Rosenblatt.
Dr. Rosenblatt? My gosh.
So I did compassionate as well. So I said to provide a safe space for people to feel comfortable someplace.
To provide a safe space. A safe place?
A safe space
Okay.
for people to feel comfortable someplace.
Feel comfortable someplace, yep.
I give support and care to those who may be in despair.
Ooh. To those who may be in despair. Awesome. Okay, so you guys all got bars. I like this. So I wake in the middle of the night, going down a rabbit hole, being the rabbit is fun as I dive deeper, a new perspective to what I don't know. Midnight consolation, driving aimlessly down back roads, news breaks, pain builds, easier dealt with together. Strangers, as lost as me, finding a way forward, the benefit of the doubt, whatever might be the weather. On the road to recovery, so many twists and so many turns, but with each mile, a lesson learned. I'm as human as you.
There's a connection, driving miles.
I'm as
We
human
planned
as
that.
you, it's not something I need to sell. Hell, I'll do as I'm told, show not tell. I am my body was me, from the day that mango tree I fell. It's carrying light in places that are dim, showing up, breathing calm into the chaos. showing up when the world feels loud, being grounded, graceful, and proud. On the road to recovery, so many twists and so many turns. But with each mile, a lesson learned. To provide a safe space for people to feel comfortable someplace, I give support and care to those who may be in despair. On the road to recovery, so many twists, so many turns, but with each mile, a lesson learned. How do we feel about that structure?
Lovely.
Lovely? Okay. Mr. Adam, would you like to play some middle for us? Sure.
I was mostly kidding.
You're what?
I was mostly kidding.
Mostly kidding? Well,
I don't like metal.
really?
No, absolutely not.
Oh! You just broke my heart in 2 pieces. That's funny. So back when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I dated a psychologist for a little bit of time, but he was a community psychologist, and his community that he studied was the community of bogans. What's a bogan? Great question. Think hairy, predominantly white men who wear a lot of metal t-shirts, don't always wash, wear super taper jeans and steel toe cap boots, and listen to heavy metal. And that is how I fell into the heavy metal crowd back in New Zealand. He now is officially a doctor of metal.
It's a beautiful guitar.
Thank you. This is Casey. I try to name all my boyfriends. So, for the purposes of today, I'm going to put this to some kind of melody, but my aim is that by the end of the 6 weeks, you guys are able to come up with your own melodies and choruses and chords rather. Do you have a melody in mind, Dr. Rosenblatt? Awake in the middle of the night, going down the rabbit hole, being the ravenous one as I dive deeper you guys just collectively wrote your very first song together.
And you made a lovely composition.
Well, thank you. I mean, good songwriting is the paramount for, you know, the only way that a song can be sung properly is when a song is well written. You can take any well written song and turn it into anything as long as it's written well. So, your mission this week, should you choose to, should you choose to choose it? I'm going to upload this video to YouTube. I'm going to have the lyrics in the description of the video. It is a private video. It will be only visible by you guys. But what I would like you to do is see if you can, A, improve the lyrics at any point. Maybe rhythmically, maybe you want to change a few words here and there, maybe you want to, you know, get more descriptive, become less descriptive, whatever it is, and each of you will do this differently because you're each different human beings. So don't be afraid to get it wrong. There's no such thing. It's just about turning it into what you most resonate with. So that's the first thing. Second thing, again, if you choose or if you have time, is feel free to find a piece of music on YouTube, find a piece of music on Spotify, muck around on a piano or guitar, and see if you can come up with your own melodies or ideas. Doesn't have to be the same thing as what I've just created. Again, I pulled that out of my butt, so you know, it's completely up to you how you want to take your song. Okay? Any questions? Comments?
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back. It's great to see you guys. Any insults?
No.
Bad jokes?
That was super awesome.
Oh,
People
so
like
what?
use the term like I got goosebumps, and I like that might have been the first time I've ever actually gotten goosebumps.
Oh, damn!
It's like struck me pretty hard when you started singing it. It was cool.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. That's huge. Huge feedback.
Really glad to hear that too, because I was here the first day that I got here,
Yeah.
and it was like I just started to see stuff differently after that experience. Like I had no idea. I had no idea what I was walking to with a group, much less like music therapy, and like wasn't sure based on the first start. And then like the words, like we normally do it a little bit different, where we like kind of like make the verses together, and like we just made this really beautiful song that like meant a lot, and like I was able to participate. So like it's really fun
It was
like, to hear
cool.
and to do it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
musician or not. I think it's really special what you do.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I figured I just ran out of room on the whiteboard. So, but I mean, again, next week, as you'll see in the syllabus that I gave you guys, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently this time. So it's going to be more you focused as opposed to me, sort of doing too much facilitation, but I'm here to guide. You guys are the songwriters of your lives, not me. So,
Very impressive
yeah.
work.
Amazing, right? We have a saying in New Zealand, we go paki paki. Cool. Any other comments, insults, questions, concerns?
Looking forward to keep working with you.
Yay! Okay, cool. Do you think that you guys can do those two tasks this week? Yeah? Simone's like deep in thought.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Her brain is whizzing or something. I don't know. Cool. Awesome. Okay, well that's it for us today, guys. Until next week, be good, be kind, and spread love.
Cool.
Okay.
Thanks for coming back.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.